Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. So you know what? I want to start off with Xander and Sarah. And pretty much just kind of continuing my last conversation when she stormed. By the way, I didn't realize it was 24 hours since she got married to him. And you know what? It was Maggie in this episode that wound up saving Sarah from making a huge mistake for a couple of reasons. Okay, Maggie pointed out pretty much what I've been saying. You knew exactly who you were dealing with when you decided to get involved with him. Just like Maggie knew what she was getting into when she decided to get with Victor. And yeah, she's not going to sit there and excuse every single thing that Victor's done. I mean, anything that he does, she's not just going to sit there and turn a blind eye. But sit there, really getting at him for the stuff that he did in the past mistakes and stuff. It's wrong on so many levels. And what Maggie kept trying to beat into this dingbat's head is that Xander was in a bad place. Don't get me wrong, I didn't condone anything that he did. But we understood the reasons why. We understood the reasons why. And you know what? Gwen accepted it. Gwen accepted it because Gwen isn't perfect. Gwen made mistakes in her past as well. This is the reason why Gwen works so much better with Xander as opposed to Sarah. 24 hours, she finds out something about his past, and you know what she does? She packs her stuff and she zips up and out of there. She zips up and out of there. In the beginning, she was being so defensive towards her mother's advice. And in the end, she realized that, well, she was right. Not just because, Gwen will sit there and pick up the pieces, and this is the reason why you should be with him, but, she kept trying to make it seem like, oh, well, you're trying to say, like, no. But by the time that Sarah realizes that she made a huge mistake, it would have been too late. And watching her whine and complain, I sat there and I said to myself, I'm not a huge Xander fan. I don't hate the guy, but I'm not a huge Xander fan. And at one point I was like, maybe Xander deserves better. Maybe Xander deserves better. She really didn't comprehend what kind of a dark place that Xander was in, you know? And the fact that she gave up so easy on him, less than 24 hours, and this dude was literally simply trying to go to the ends of the earth to find her, to make sure that she was okay. Even after she came back in town and broke his heart, even though it wasn't her, he still wanted her to be okay. And he was willing to sit there and be like, you know what, listen, as long as you're happy and you're okay, cool, I can move on with my life. So it makes you question, and granted, I didn't watch their romance from the beginning. I don't know how many chances she's given this man or anything like that, but when you sit there and you look at the commitment, and maybe it's just me, I'm like, his commitment was up here. The minute that she found out something, she was, in the end, she wound up coming back to Xander, and, they made out, and, she decided to stick it out. Now, Xander was there trying to get advice from Jack, but after Xander gave Jack the full story, Jack was like, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I mean, I understand where she's coming from, but he did sit there and say that give her time, she'll come back because she loves him. Um, Xander told Jack that he didn't think that Leo did it. Leo was a lot of things, but a killer, no. Leo had to sit there and try to convince Gwen not only to not call the cops because he threw her under the bus, but because he wanted to sit there and prove to her that he wasn't the real killer. Throughout the conversation, he does convince her. At first, he points towards Nancy. That doesn't work. I don't remember who else he pointed to, but towards the end, he did point to Craig. Now, in the end, you did see Craig come back. You did see Craig come back. Um, Here's the thing. It's hard. Oh, Jackie Cox. That was a person. Jackie Cox. He thought that Jackie did. But then after them talking about it, realized, Nancy, no, Jackie, eh. Craig, on the other hand, the thing about Craig is that I can see Craig wanting to. I mean, it's kind of odd for Craig to sit there and kill Abby when Abby was the one that. Um, no, actually, Abby didn't do anything. No, but Sonny did. Sonny did. Sonny did sit there and save Craig from getting swindled and everything like that. So why would he go and try to kill Sonny? Why would he do that? Maybe because he's a surgeon and a doctor and everything like that, he knew the spot to hit that wouldn't kill him, but also that way he wouldn't get caught because he did it from behind. But then it comes back down to Abby, you know? It comes back down to Abby. I mean, he really wanted revenge on Leo so bad that he decided to frame Leo. I mean, really? I mean, I really, at the end, I really want to, if it is him, I really want to sit there and see why he did it. I feel like this story is going to start to come to the conclusion, which is great. Don't get me wrong. It was a great mystery. Um, we can kind of move on from it now. We don't need to sit there and drag it out. I mean, we're not like that other show. Starts with a G, ends with an H, but yeah. Now let's start off with Clyde and Nancy. So Clyde was on the phone, and he Nancy overhears a conversation as far as, oh, you got to make sure Nancy can't find out. So when he gets off the phone, he invites Nancy in to cook her something and kind of just chill out for a little bit. So they get to talking, getting chatting. Um, Clyde's like, yeah, what's going on? You haven't really basically ate or anything like that. Now Nancy's like, I'm just worried about Chloe, and Clyde was like, yo, listen, Brady got her. Okay, he's gonna make sure that she's safe. Period. So at first, Nancy started going along with, because even though she was like, yo, what does this do to hiding? She kept trying to go along with it, but she could not push it down any longer. And she was like, listen, I don't know what's going on. I heard you sitting there saying that Nancy can't find out about something. Now, at first, I was like, you're accusing this man. You only heard half of the conversation, and you're already accusing him of doing something nefarious. But given Clyde's past, given the fact that he's already kind of lied to her, well, there's no kind of, he lied to her a couple of times. I guess we can kind of understand where she got that train of thought. So she was like, yo, it's over. I'm done. I'm not dealing with you. Even if it's not about me, it's about something legal, and I'm just not going to deal with that. I mean, hell, she did try to, she was going to jeopardize herself and cover up for Clyde with the whole jewelry stuff. Clyde had a ring. Okay? He had a ring. I don't know how long they've been dating because, when soap operas and it comes towards time, but also, they're an older generation, okay? I think at this point, it's not really too much of a surprise to know what they want at this point, you know? Now, you know, um, you get sound in the name, everyone kind of turn around a little bit because they're like, oh, that's about to happen. I knew she was going to say yes. I already knew she was going to say yes. But here's the thing about Nancy. Not exactly my favorite character. Not the worst character, but not exactly my favorite character. But what she did sit there and say, as far as being accepted, being rejected by her last husband, and everything like that, um, I wouldn't sit there and say it was a speech, but maybe it kind of was a speech. My point was that it was very touching. It was very touching. It was very beautiful. And I mean, here's the thing: I'm not really a mush mush kind of guy, except when it comes towards This Is Us. But I was like, wow. Usually I don't pay attention when they start just kind of droning on and on and on and on about feelings and stuff. But for some odd reason, this one just hit different. You know, this one just hit so different, and it was probably like the nicest or most, I guess, romantic things that I've heard in a soap opera. And I don't normally use that term, so it must have hit, must have hit a certain note. But anyway, she says what she says. Clyde is like, my knees aren't really as good as they used to be, so I'm gonna need an answer at some point. She says yes. They hug and kiss, and then what's his name? Craig. Is it Greg or Craig? I think it's Craig. Craig walks in, and he just had that little snarky look on his face, and I'm just like, uh, can I help you? I mean, you did get a divorce for her. Why are you just kind of hanging out? That was a mess, by the way. That was an absolute utter mess. Oh, let's be friends. Let's hang out. Let's have one last drink. Are you kidding me? Like, seriously? Now, Leo was talking to Chad and Will and saying that, not Leo. Sonny was talking to Chad and Will and basically saying that Leo didn't do it. I just have a gut feeling. Even though they were arguing with him, oh, he could have did it, this, that, and the third. Sonny stuck to it. He was like, yo, listen, I just have a feeling, just in my gut, that he didn't do it. He's a lot of things, but killer isn't one of them. At first, Chad was like, we can get Marlena to sit there and hypnotize him, but Will was like, yeah, she's kind of under the weather. He does not know how bad this under the weather really is. But it was like, no, 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 no. We can help him. We can help him remember. And I'm like, are y'all trained therapists? Y'all know how to hypnotize people? But for some odd reason, they got a little bit out of him, and I mean like a little bit, like as in one thing. The smell of vanilla. That was it. Um, it should be interesting when he does walk by or he does run across Craig if he does have that same vanilla smell. I'm gonna be honest. I'm surprised that Gwen actually forgave him because Leah was like, yeah, I didn't do it. My lawyer told me to do it, so I did it." Yeah, that doesn't make it any better. You pretty much just kind of saved your own ass to throw her under the bus. But they have a really weird, strong relationship. Um, again, I always sit there and credit this. This is always great to sit there and see and Xander and Jack's relationship. I was like, Jack. There's so many Jacks. I think there's only two Jacks though. There's three. Even though I'm not, even though I don't want to count the um one by Ted King and the terrible, terrible, terrible mustache he's wearing. But just for continuity purposes, we'll call him Jack too. Um, let me just double check my notes. Yep, feel like that's about it. So with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe. See you in the next video.